Steven Mowry joining us. Thank you so much for getting locked in. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How about you guys?
We're doing good, man. We're doing good. Sunny Florida. The weather's beautiful, right?
Most of the time. It's summer now, so.
It rains every day.
Yeah.
But so Dave and I, we love going to fights. We love going to live events. We went to your event at Titan FC, and immediately we saw you fight. We're like, okay, this guy's special. You're 6'8", so obviously you stand out as somebody that's just different. And what you did in your skill set was just unbelievable. So you have that it factor, and it was a pleasure watching your fight. How was it fighting at Titan, and did it go the way that you thought it would? Do you shock yourself when you fight at this point?
I appreciate that. No, I don't know. It's cool to have the training manifest in the way that it does, and even for me, it doesn't actually honestly pan out the way that I would have thought. Like, I really think in these fights that the image that I have in my head is me doing usually a lot better than I do whenever the fight comes around. But anytime you get a win, it's a good night. So
very cool. Steven, Bellator fighter. First of all, how does that sound?
I still can't believe it myself, to be honest with you.
Pretty cool, right?
It's wonderful. It's awesome. Just even hearing it, I'm like, I almost the words coming out of his mouth.
So have they, when you signed, for one, they're kind of in that Grand Prix. They're in that heavyweight tournament right now. A lot of older guys in the tournament. I love that's a new blood. I love your age. I love how I think you're going to take over that Bellator heavyweight scene sooner than later. I really do believe that. Did they line something up for you? Do you have like a fight in the near future? Are you almost like a candidate as an injury for a heavyweight to get in that tournament? What's next for you?
Not that I know of. I have a close friend in the tournament too, Matt Mitrione. So
yeah,
if I were to enter the Grand Prix, it would have to be, without him in the equation. I don't have anything lined up. I'm trying to get something put together here, but there's nothing concrete enough for me to talk about it. So. No, I'd like to fight, preferably before the end of the summer, but, we'll see. They have a lot of good shows coming up. Like, they have the August card coming up I know about, and they're doing the September 29th card. I'd like to fight sooner rather than later, but, I'm just happy to get down. I'm happy to be able to get in there and show the world my skill set.
Steve, so Dave and I talk about this all the time. So Bellator, the heavyweight Grand Prix is unbelievable. And I think it's definitely representing Bellator in the right way. But you see stars like Rampage, Chael Sonnen, Ryan Bader, like you just said, Matt Mitrione, Fedor. I could argue that you are the best up-and-comer coming up. So, like, a lot of these guys have a name, they're established, but they're almost towards, like, the back end of their career because they've had such an illustrious career. But you are the up-and-comer. You could be the face of the Bellator heavyweight division in the future. Is that something that excites you?
Yeah, that would be a great opportunity, and that would be a great way to, be actualized in the division. But I don't know. I don't really think that far ahead, to be honest with you. I kind of just think about what's going to happen here in this next fight. Like, I talked to a couple sports psychologists, and they all kind of stick to what's called the headlight principle, which is just focus on what's immediately in front of you. Just stick to what your headlights can illuminate, which is always, your next couple days, your next couple, whatever, your next couple practice sessions, your next couple weeks of camp, and then the rest will take care of itself. So I find that the more I stick to that, the better off it works for me.
Wow. Yeah, no, that sounds good. Makes perfect sense to us. All right, we talking about the evolution of heavyweights. We just had Mark Hunt on the show, which is, an MMA heavyweight legend, big a stud. He was awesome. Big Country Nelson, Fedor. But now these new heavyweights, we got Stipe, the champion in UFC, DC moving up in weight class. I'm going to throw you in that mix. Curtis Blades. It feels like there's a new uprising of heavyweights, a new evolution of the game. What's your take of the old school, new school with the heavyweights?
I would say that heavyweights are definitely rounding out the skill set. You're seeing a lot of guys. You talked about Curtis Blades. Like, who would have known that Curtis Blades would have tagged Alistair Overeem in a striking exchange.
Yeah.
That's not so much a discredit to Alistair Overeem as it is a credit to Curtis Blades. I know Curtis too, actually. Like, funny story. I flew out maybe, we're talking about maybe 3 years ago now, before Curtis and I both signed. I wasn't even a professional yet. Curtis was just getting going. I think he was 3-0, 4-0 at the time. We hung out. We stayed in touch over the years, and I went with Rashad to Chicago to help him get ready for his fight against Benjamin Smith. And it was really cool. Like, the last time I saw Curtis in person, we were both not signed to a major promotion, both broke, whatever. And the next time I saw him, like I said, 3 years later, he was fighting Alistair Overeem. So, crazy to think about. It's crazy that it all pans out the way that it does like that, And it's not just Curtis. Like, you have guys like, one guy I really like to watch is Tyson Locke, another dude in Chicago. I kind of felt like, as soon as he got signed, I was like, I found out that he's a Mark Hunt training partner, and his role in the camp over there, and I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So I looked him up, and he might end up being an opponent of mine someday, which we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, kind of thing. But he's really exciting to watch, and he's really, really, really well rounded for how young he is in his career. So
that's awesome. So we're talking about the evolution of the heavyweight division. So you have guys that can knock you out in one punch. You're 4-0, and all 4 of your fights you've won by a finish, but you have 2 submissions as well. So you find fighters like Frank Mir, Nogueira, they're notorious for being great submission artists. Then we talk about guys like Mark Hunt, Alistair Overeem, great knockout artists. But you have a mix of knockout finishes and submissions. Is that something you pride yourself on, that you're a dual threat no matter where the fight goes?
It's kind of a funny story because I was just talking to my coaches about this the other day. We were talking about, after my second fight with Titan, I knocked a dude out, but as a running joke between me and the promoter, Lex, he posted in some Instagram post that, like, Steve is a well-rounded fighter, but truly a gifted grappler, and that kind of chapped my ass a little bit. So I knocked that dude out, and then the first thing I did after the fight was, I'm looking for him. I was like, I thought I was just a grappler. So my wrestling coach and I especially go back and forth about how, like, I try to be not just a grappler, not just a whatever. I try to be a fighter. I try to be a complete fighter. And, like I said, I try to focus on what's right in front of me. But, at the end of my career, I'd like a long win column full of, knockouts and submissions.
For sure. That's awesome. Steve Mowry joining us. So people listening to this, they download the Locked In podcast with Max and Dave on all Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. So people listening, where can they find you? Where can they reach out to you and interact with you?
You can find me on Instagram at Tall Steve Fights People. All one word. You can find me on Twitter at TallSteve1992. And then on Facebook at Steven Mowry.
Very cool, very cool. Steve, another question for you is, you used to train down south over there with the Black Zillion camp. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then where are you training now? Because you're not there still, or do you go there some on, or what's your...
So when Henry, Greg, Neil, and behind Black Zillion split up, I went with Henry and Greg. So they went north in Florida to Lantana.
Yeah.
Started Combat Club. So I followed them to Combat Club, and then Henry started a new venture all by himself called Hard Knocks down in Fort Lauderdale. So I basically followed Henry and Greg wherever they went. So no, I'm not with the Black Zillions anymore. As soon as the talks of them, whatever. Basically, as soon as Henry had left, or even a little bit before he officially left, I already packed up shop and headed out with him.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, very cool. Yeah, Steve, man, we just want to thank you so much. Anything, if you want to get off any kind of sponsors or anything you want to shout out, the floor is yours. A funny joke, whatever you want to talk about, my man.
I'd like to send a shout out to all the girls that didn't want to go out on dates with me in high school. I might have been a tall dork in high school. I'll have you know that I'm still a tall dork. I just get paid to fight people now.
We like that, man.
That's a good line.
I know. I'm going to use that line, actually. I'm just going to use it as a medium dork.
Yeah, but Dave, you're not 6'8". Come on now.
That's a good point. Good point. Hey, Steve, man, appreciate your time. Thank you so much. We're definitely going to follow your career. Best of luck to you. And like always, man, stay locked in.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. You're always welcome to get locked in. Just reach out to us, and you're always welcome. Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
You too, guys. See you.
Later, brother. Bye.
Yeah. You now locked in with the best. We ain't rocking with the rest. And when it's game time, we gon' put you to the test. Come the ball, we hitting it, kicking it, or we dribbling, passing it, or we running, or it's the ring that we flip you in. So what's the news? You want the scoop? You gotta keep it locked. To David Max podcast through your speaker box. What's poppin', my friend? You know the drop in. And the only thing left to do is keep it locked in.